When Crimson Desert was first announced, I didn't expect it to be this overwhelming. Everything they showed about the game just seems incredible. All of the mechanics that they keep showcasing, they're just too much. It feels like they're just throwing ideas at the wall, hoping that something sticks. Now, everybody is skeptical, and that's understandable because there's a lot.
In case you didn't know what Crimson Desert is, it's basically everything the video game. You can think of something that a video game has done, Crimson Desert is doing it. Let's say Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. This game looks exactly like it. Let's say stealth. This game has it. Let's say wrestling. This game has it. Let's say dragons. This game has it. Let's say flying. It has it. It has ability upgrades. It has amazing combat based on everything I've seen. And also the devs are extremely confident. Every time you see a video of the devs just showing the game, they're extremely confident. They show you everything. They're not hiding anything. I just hope that before the game comes out, they give review codes to all of the reviewers like 2 weeks before so that they can have the time to actually review the game. And that's it. The moment I see that, I am sold.
I've never seen a game that's that big or that has so many mechanics until I played Nioh 3. If Nioh 3 had the same devs and they were doing the same formula as Crimson Desert, like every little update they were giving us some mechanic that they were working on or something else that they were introducing, I wouldn't have bought Nioh 3. Coming from someone that only played Nioh 1 and I liked the game, I tried Nioh 2. It was way too hard for me. I probably would go back because of Nioh 3 teaching me the ways. I don't think Nioh 3 would have been successful if the devs did the exact same thing that the Crimson Desert devs are doing. I say this because Nioh 3 has way too many mechanics that normally they wouldn't work. They only work because you already know how to play Nioh. And then on top of that, all the extra mechanics are introduced to give you more. Now, it doesn't give it to you right away. It waits. So if Crimson Desert actually pulls it off, it's because they're doing the same exact thing that Nioh 3 did. And it's just giving you each mechanic slowly. I don't think the devs were smart just throwing all of the ideas out. Everything that we have seen is completely different. And this is the reason why everybody's scared to actually get into the game. But again, considering Nioh 3, if Crimson Desert does it right, it can work. Because Nioh 3 does it right and it does work. I am telling you, in Nioh 3 I have 70 hours. I am not done with the game, with the main game. Every 5 hours I'm getting a new tutorial of a new mechanic. If Nioh 3 would have had all of the videos that Crimson Desert has explaining mechanics that the game has, I would have been overwhelmed just looking at them. Good thing Nioh 3 didn't do that, because the moment I got into the game, I immediately loved it. If Crimson Desert actually manages to take what they did in their previous game and whatever the players told them to change or make better, they actually managed to change and make better, Crimson Desert is just gonna be amazing. I'm not saying that Crimson Desert is like Black Desert Online. I'm just saying that if they learn from everything that they did on the first game and introduce all the changes to the second game, I know this is not gonna be like any indie game that is just experimenting with all the mechanics. They're just introducing mechanics that they saw that worked on their previous game, making them better on their next game, which is the exact same reason that Nioh 3 did. Everything that worked on Nioh 1 and what I've seen from Nioh 2, they put in Nioh 3. From bosses to enemies to combat mechanics that come to mind, everything that worked in the previous games, they introduced in Nioh 3 and then more. The argument of a game having too many mechanics to me has died, because I play Nioh 3 and Nioh 3 has way too many mechanics that 99% of them work. And if that's the case, other games can do it too. It's actually incredible that almost a month before the game comes out, they say that you don't actually have one character, you have 3 characters. Sometimes we stop and think, wait a second, did they just introduce this a month beforehand? And let's be a little smart. You can't just introduce all of these new characters in a month. At the beginning, it does make it seem like they're just throwing everything at the wall, seeing whatever sticks. Is true, because there's too many things going on. And all of a sudden, there's a completely different thing that they show us. Nothing is ever consistent when it comes to the things that Crimson Desert has shown us on trailers. But that does not mean that these guys are not prepared. It could be that this game was done 10 years ago and they're just introducing all of these mechanics to us, knowing that they have perfected it. We don't know. Hopefully, Crimson Desert does succeed and it does exploration right and it does whatever mechanics they're doing right, just like Nioh 3. Because if it does have all of their mechanics polished, this game is gonna be great. It's gonna be one of the greatest games I've ever played because everything I've seen I like. It's just everything is inconsistent. Nothing works together. And if it does work together, it just seems out of place based on the setting that they are showing us. Hopefully everything works out and the game, when it comes out, does amazing. If they end up introducing all of these mechanics, I just hope that every mechanic is introduced like in Nioh 3, whereas 5 hours after they introduce a new mechanic. So you get time to actually get used to the previous mechanics that they introduced. Because if not, this game is just gonna be overwhelming for those people that don't really wanna put too much time into learning new things. They just wanna play a game. If that's the case, that game is not gonna be for me, but I just hope that they do slow down with all the introductions on the mechanics. I am excited for the game. Everything I've seen about the game, I love. The only thing that makes me think about if the game is gonna be good or not is the fact that all of these things that they keep talking about, they keep introducing, they keep telling us, they're just a lot. Sometimes when that's the case, could be something like Ubisoft where they just introduce a bunch of mechanics and they keep on using them over and over.
Basically, I don't want Crimson Desert to be like any of the Assassin's Creeds out there. I want all the mechanics to be introduced and be polished as you play. I don't want them to just add fishing just to add fishing. I don't want them to add scavenging or like hunting just because, hey, people like hunting, let's put it in there. No, I want the mechanics to mean things, to give you things. And based on what I see, that's what they're doing. The thing is that it's a lot. It's way too many mechanics. And I feel like every time they introduce a new thing, a new mechanic, everybody just keeps complaining that it's not gonna work because it's just too much. I get that. I understand that. I feel like that as well. But we gotta have faith. It's actually incredible how when a game looks too good to be true, most times it's true. It is too good to be true. But in this case, it's a little different because we have had games that look too good to be true. And when they come out, they end up being good. They end up being masterpieces. They don't get announced like this game. They don't introduce all of the mechanics on the trailers or on the dev shorts or anything like that. But once you get the game, you get the whole game. You end up knowing that, hey, this game is actually amazing. And I hope, I wish this game is exactly like that. Even though we're getting too much information and it might be overwhelmed for everybody out there, I hope this game actually makes mechanics that make sense, that make the player want to try those mechanics. The devs have given us so much information that normally on any other game, we would love that. We would be excited to try the game. But these devs have given us so much information that we believe this game is impossible. How is that even a thing? Just trust them, I guess. Yes, it is true. It is overwhelming, but that doesn't mean that they're lying. They have never done anything that says that they're lying or that they're showing something that doesn't make sense. No, everything they've shown us is a lot, but it looks cool.
I am excited about the game. I hope this game does good. Because if it does, this game is gonna be probably game of the year for me. Right behind Nioh 3. So even though I am overwhelmed by all the information and all of the mechanics that Crimson Desert keeps showing us, I have faith that Crimson Desert is gonna be a good game. Depending on if the devs are listening to their previous players, the players that play their older game or not.